There's a lot of job for black people?
Yeah, of course. It depends. Doesn't matter if you're black or white or something like that. You know? There's a lot of job facility.
Where did you live before you moved here 4 years ago?
What did I leave?
Yeah, did you just move from Africa to this place?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, so this is your first place you live in Europe?
Yeah.
Oh.
I've been here for like 4 years, but I already also traveled some another country like Holland. You know, like just going for a vacation and come back.
So I'm a popular blogger. I go travel around the world, you know, to talk to people, it's black people, relaying their experience. What's your name, bro?
My name is Suleiman.
Suleiman?
Yes.
So you're from Freetown?
Yes.
Okay. So you left Freetown and you came straight here?
Yeah.
You could go by land or by air?
No, by land.
By land?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, bro. You must have been through hell, man.
Yeah, of course.
Is it worth it?
Of course, that's, you know. Yeah.
So you said you came as a young man, your dream was to move to Spain?
No, like my dream was just to move around because, you know, in Africa, you stay in your homeland, you know, you don't have like a job facility. This is the problem what our African governments have.
Yes.
You know, we have a lot of resources in Africa.
Yeah.
But there is no job facility for the youth. Just try to leave their country because of the hardship. You know, some of them like trying to just go out for the finding a better future.
How long did the journey take you from Sierra Leone to...
No, it was actually for me, I moved from Sierra Leone since 2018. And then I was in Guinea-Conakry for like maybe 1 year. And then after I move on, I go to like Mali, and after Mali, I go to Mauritania until here. So that's how my journey takes.
So from when you left Sierra Leone to get into Spain, how many years did it take you?
More or less like 2 years, if I say 2 years.
Did you have to cross the Atlantic Ocean, the sea?
Yeah, of course.
Do you think it's worth it?
Well, actually, there's, you know, this type of things, it's actually a bit different to some different people, you understand?
Yeah.
Because sometimes people have a different way of traveling, you know? They have their own purpose. Sometimes some people travel because of they're running away from problems and other things, you know? Sometimes other people just travel like me, just trying to find a better future because of the hardship our country have. You know, we have a lot of resources, gold and diamond and everything, but yet the youth are still suffering. You know what I mean? There's no job facility, no good, you know, facility for youth. So I just said, you know, I'm tired of this. So I decided to travel. I come to a country where I can walk safe, I can live safe and everything. So that's how it works for me.
So how many countries in Africa did you stay in before you moved to Spain?
I think I stay in 2 countries. The one in Guinea-Conakry and the second one was in Mauritania.
When you were growing up, where was your dream country in Europe?
No, that wasn't never even my head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because when you grow up as a kid,
yeah,
you're always trying to say, okay, you know what? I'm going to school for me to be a better person, or maybe to be a doctor, or maybe to be a lawyer, you know?
Yeah.
What I mean? But at the end of the day, when you grow up, you started to realize that the government from Africa, they are nothing but just puppets. You understand what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
From this Western Union, or these Western countries.
Yeah.
They don't do better.
Yeah.
There's no job facility for the youth.
Yeah.
You know, and one man just trying to be in a government for 5 years and get all what he's trying to have for himself.
Yeah.
And that's it, it's finished. And which is not good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of poor people suffering.
Yeah.
And maybe one person from the government, or maybe a minister, he's driving on 40 or 150,000 Range Rover, which just doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's supposed to create a job facility for youth.
Yeah. So the first time you crossed and you entered Spain, how did you feel?
Well, just like what I said, a lot of people travel because of a different perspective. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like me, I was traveling because of I just want to leave my country, you know, to find a new life, to find a better life.
Yeah.
So at that point that I was here, I feel relieved because here, I think you have a good job facility, and you have a good security, and then you don't have any problem like shooting people in the streets and stuff like that. Because, okay, I never been to America, you understand what I mean? But I've seen a lot of things that's going on with the social media.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? And which is very dangerous.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe you are from the UK or maybe you are from America or wherever.
Yeah.
But stuff that's going on with the black people in America, it doesn't happen here.
Okay.
Here, everyone have a right. So this is the reason why I say this is one of the most safest place I have ever been.
So
you got the point.
Yeah, I do. So when you arrived in Spain,
Yeah.
did you move straight to this place, the Canary, this island? Did you come straight to this place?
Straight to this place, to the island.
Right.
There's one place called Aginigin.
Okay.
We arrived there, and the government take care of us, because the moment you arrive, like, you don't have a place to be. The government really tried. They did well. You know, they take care of you. For you to just arrive in someone's land, you don't know anyone, and then the government welcome you and take care of you and give you a place to sleep.
Yeah.
I think that's a huge thank you to the government because of that only reason. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So if someone said, we come here, the government didn't do this, no, my friend, you come here, you didn't know anybody, then the government take care of you. I think that is a big thank you to the government for that reason. I have been here for good 4 years. Now I have 2 kids. Everything is going well with my life. So that's a big thank you for that, for every person who ever involved in my life.
What was the challenges you experienced, given that you come from an English-speaking African country? What was the challenges that you encountered when you arrived here?
Well, the only challenges I face is like in trying to learn the language, which is very hard. For every person, for like if you go to another country, you don't know how to speak their language, at least it's going to be a little bit hard because you don't know how to speak the language, so you have to learn. Okay. That's how it happened. That's the only difficulty I face.
So apart from the language, what do you face any other challenges?
Actually, no. Because if I'm trying to talking about maybe the in terms of how you call it racism, what other people say, you know, that I am sure it's everywhere, because even in my country we have various different type of languages. Tribes, you know what I mean? We have Mende, we have Timni, Limba, Loko, and Creole, you know what I mean? And yet we still have this problem. This is Mende, this is Timni. So if I come to another man's land, which is another different color, I supposed to expect that. You know what I mean? So I don't need to take that, put it in my head. You just need to ignore it. That it's okay. It happens. Even in my country, it also happens. So I don't need to say, because of from this land. No, it happens everywhere.
When you were crossing the Atlantic Ocean, what was the thought that you had at the back of your mind?
Well, actually, that's also another different thing. You know what I mean? Because if you are in the water, for like me, I have never been in an ocean. You understand? So my first time, I was like, okay, maybe we're just going to be in the water for like 4 to 3 hours, you know? And then at the end of the day, you finish 1 day, 2, 3 days. And then you say, okay, I think I'm in a journey that's maybe you're going to lose your life or something. You know what I mean? So I think that's also is another big challenges.
Did you not think that you could die?
Of course, you can think that, but you have no choice because you already been there.
You have choice. You could go back.
No, you can't go back, my friend. Because, for example, if you have like, you know, I don't know how you call it. For maybe like you travel in a desert, for example, you travel in a desert with a car, and you have like maybe 300 kilometer fuel, right? And then where you are coming from, you already done like 200 kilometer fuel. You understand? So you cannot return back because why? You can't. So you just have to continue with that fuel. You know that you are going to be on your journey. You know what I mean? So, that's an example.
So for those people who look and they can't understand why a normal human being would cross the Atlantic Ocean to go to Europe, what do you say to them?
Well, I actually have to advise them that you shouldn't do that. That is like a suicide mission.
But you did it.
Yes, because I there was no idea. I didn't have any idea what was going on, you know? I was thinking like maybe just a 2-hour ride, you know what I mean? Like you are there But no, it is not like that. So that's the reason why I said, if you don't know about something, the moment you know about something that you know this is dangerous, you have to tell other people not to do it. That's the thing.
If you knew that you could die, this is life and death, would you have taken it?
No, you wouldn't have tried that.
So you wouldn't have taken
For an
it?
example, for me, I don't think, except maybe if I die again, I resurrect.
Yeah.
Maybe that would be happen. Maybe
Yeah.
I didn't have the same sense again.
Yeah.
But now that I have the experience,
Yeah.
that will never happen. Even to my kids or maybe my grandkids or however. Anyone I know asks me about this, I will advise them the same thing. Never try something like that. It's dangerous.
Are you married to a Sierra Leonean girl?
No, no, no.
Where's your wife from?
My wife is from here. We
Spanish.
don't married yet. We just we living together. I think they call it pareja.
You have kids together?
Yes, we already live like 4 years.
Did you ever thought about if you had it to bring a woman from Africa, say you have your papers,
Yes.
and you had to bring a woman from Africa, would you have?
Well, actually, it depends on that case. Because some people already have a wife before they come here. You know, if you have a wife or children before you come here, you find out that this is a better life for you, or you have a good job and good facility. Of course, maybe you have the right to bring them, you know. But as a young man, you come from Sierra Leone or whatever country you come from Africa, it depends, because sometimes people are very loyal to each other, sometimes people are not loyal.
Okay.
So that's the thing. It depends, not only one side.
So, given what you now know, if you have to do the same thing again and back on the journey that you took, would you do it again?
No, that's not going to happen. I already repeat this 5 times. That's not going to happen again. Never.
Even though you were poor and there's no hope, and this is the only.
Never. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen because I already experienced what I experienced before.
And your children, are you going to share your experience with them so that they can
Of
appreciate
course,
your journey?
of course, yes.
And does
That's
your wife?
probably yes. My wife already know my story. Not
What is-
even one, not even twice. She already know because we live together like more than 4 years. So she already know my story and everything.
Bro, it's been a pleasure speaking to you.